Good morning, Celtic fans. In today's Celtic FC news, we talk about Livingston this weekend and the terrible record that Celtic has. We haven't won there since 2007, believe it or not. We haven't won there in the last 5 games. We talk about the hypocrisy of Chris Boyd and his comments with certain teams and VAR. We also talk about the Celtic target that is now, whose prices went up to £20 million. Will Celtic go for him with that price tag? Will Celtic be priced out it? Is it just the case that Celtic have inquired about the player and it's grown arms and legs? Is there any truth that we'll actually put on a bid for him at that price? I cannot personally see it. But first of all, let's go back to Livingston versus Celtic this weekend. It has been 5 games without a win at the Tony Macaroni Stadium for Celtic. It has been, the last time we won at Livingston was with a Paul Hartley goal, I think it was, or Paul Hartley was definitely playing in the game. That's how long ago it was that Celtic actually, that was the last time that we won at Livingston. You know, Livingston boss Dave Martindale believes that the Celtic visit to the Tony Macaroni Arena on Sunday with a point to prove. Celtic do have a point to prove. If we want to win this league, if we want to win it comfortably, Celtic really need to go out and stamp their authority in this game. We're getting lots of crosses into the box. We really need Guacamakis back for the game. We need Maida. I personally think that Celtic should be going with 2 up front for this game. I think that we've got enough in the back line. Our defenders are getting enough time on the ball. You know, I think that we really need to be pushing 2 up front and going for it. If we want to win this league, you know, it's about time that we've started stamping our authority and get back to the movement up front. Celtic's movement in the last couple of games has really been quite slow, to say the least. You know, the movement in the front players has just not been at the same extent it was when Kyogo was playing at the start of the season. With there been 5 attempts since Livingston returned to the top tier, have not won in 5 games. That's something that we really need to. Historically, we've always done well. Livingston's always done well against top teams. They're a bogey team just now. Years ago, it used to be Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock was our bogey team for years. It seems to be that Livingston has just went down that way now. Let's talk about Chris Boyd. Let's talk about Chris Boyd and James McFadden. We spoke about yesterday about the hypocrisy of the media in Scotland, and it becomes more and more apparent over the last year. Over the last couple of weeks, anything to do with Celtic and Chris Boyd has been absolutely raging, fuming that Scotland needs VAR. Scotland needs VAR. We need VAR to make sure that, you know, all these free kicks that aren't going against Celtic, these penalties that aren't going against Celtic, these decisions that Rangers are not getting. But then at the weekend, he has a complete fallout with James McFadden, because James McFadden basically says that Tavernier should have been sent off for being reckless. Chris Boyd says after the match that basically that there was nothing in it, you know, and he said if we had VAR, he says, Chris Boyd goes on to say, if we slow anything down, it looks worse. Maybe if we have VAR, maybe, okay, for the past few weeks now, for anything to do with Celtic, it's been we have to have VAR, we must get VAR. When it comes down to the Sevco, maybe if we have VAR, the referee has a decision to make. That's his exact words. Now, we all know what's going on in Scotland, you know, it's nothing new. That's all I'm going to say on that note. Celtic target, the boy from Bristol, his price has now went up to 20 million. Hoops scout Craig Strachan has been in touch with him, but all that says to me is that we've been in touch. We're probably in touch with dozens and dozens of teams throughout the season to ask about players. The fact that this one's got out and it's a case of, is it the case of the agent? It's because Celtic's involved, they're trying to push for more money for the guy. I don't really see it happening. I can't see Celtic spending over £10 million on a player. The last time we spent any good money on a player would have been the defender that we've now got sitting out injured, who has been out injured for over a year. You know, it's not Celtic's way. I can't see the financial situation changing. In other news though, with this talking about Celtic financial situation, if we win the league, you're guaranteed £40 million for the Champions League. If Kieran Tierney goes to Spain, you're going to get more money from that. And then if Jeremy Frimpong gets sold as well to a team in Spain, we're going to get a cutback from that as well. So it could be a really good summer for Celtic. And on that note, that's enough for today's Celtic FC news on this One Celtic Fans View News YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do. I shall see you on the next video. Mr. Wiggle.